Good morning, it is Wednesday, and we are getting on with another day. What happened to the elf? Is he hanging? Hey, what's going on? Guys, Ivan Temokov, welcome to the channel and another episode of my Vlogmas series that I'm shooting at the end of the year. Episode 6, I think, 6 if I'm counting correctly. And I am way behind, several days behind in fact, and so I'm gonna try and see if I can catch up here. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to shoot this episode because there's something very special to me that's happening. It's finally happening this week. It's something that I talked about in a previous Facebook Live. And that is my old property. So about 2.5 months ago now, it seems like almost 3 months, my family and I moved into a new house, the house that we're currently in. Since moving out of our old home, we have been striving to sell our old property. Just when we thought that this process was going to be very seamless, little did we know that we were going to struggle in finding the right buyer to purchase this property. So over the last 2.5, 3 months, it has been a lot of hassle, a lot of going back and forth, trying to figure out how to sell this property, who to sell it to, the right person, a lot of different things, a lot of moving parts to this. And finally, this Friday, we are closing on the property. Impeccable timing, right? Talk about end of the year, right before Christmas, just a couple of weeks away from Christmas, being able to close on this property, and we're both very ecstatic. My wife and I are extremely ecstatic because we wanted to accomplish this and want to get this thing off of our to-do list. You know, with the hope here that we would pass this property on to someone else who would take care of it and ultimately make new memories in this new property, just in the way that we did. In the Facebook Live that I previously shared with you guys, I talked about some of the memories that had happened in that particular property. My son was born there, my daughter was born there, my son walked there that way. So there were a lot of memories that happened in that particular property. And in the Facebook Live that I did not too long ago, I just wanted to share the reflections upon the memories and the experiences that happened in that property. They say that every beginning has an end, and we are reminiscing as we reflect back on all the memories that we've made here. This was our first home as a family, where my son was born, where my son walked, where my daughter was also born. And reflecting and looking back, we are extremely ecstatic about the next chapter of our lives. I feel like, there was a lot of sentiment there. I was very emotional about it because, let's just face it, there were a lot of good memories, there were a lot of bad memories also that had happened there. Very, very excited to be closing on this property this Friday. That is going to be off our plate finally. Very excited to move into 2019. Clean slate, being in this new house, a house that my son just absolutely adores. Also, he's 2.5 years old, and in fact, this is my new office, which is our extra bedroom here in the house. Just adjacent on this side is the other part of our finished basement, which is where my son spends a good amount of time playing with his toys, being a kid. So I'm currently actually in my new office. There's my desk, and as you can see, things that are kind of coming along and kind of putting everything up. This is technically the spare bedroom here in our house. This is where my home office is actually set up, but right behind me over here is the other side of our basement, which this is where my son spends all of his time. Playing with his toys. And this is a big part actually of one of the things that we were looking for when we're looking for a new house. We were looking for something that was more spacious, and with my son and all his toys, as you can see over here, for him to have time to play, to have some area for him to play, simply because in our old house, our condominium, it was very secluded. Even though we had a finished basement area there and he could play down there, the area wasn't very well insulated, so in wintertime it would get really cold down there, and we would have to heat it manually with space heaters, and of course that was running up our utility bill. And so one of the things that we're looking for is a finished basement area, which we're able to get here. And as you can see right now, it's all occupied with my son's toys, because this is primarily kind of like his area. You know, this is his domain. He's got his basketball hoop over here. There's actually a TV that I hooked up here. Eventually we'll probably go on the wall and just kind of make it a little bit more leisure oriented. And so with that being said, you know, we're very, very excited with this new place, very happy with it, simply because my son has some extra space to play here. Eventually, my daughter, who is 6 months old, she also spent some time down here as well, especially when my son is down here playing with his toys, and that way it's kind of like a family area also, and you know, he can come down here and play with his toys, and you know, she can also participate as well.